What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we're going to be doing a car vlog, and I haven't actually done a car vlog from this angle in a while, and I was kind of mad about that actually because I really like doing car vlogs from this particular angle. But what I'm going to do later on in this vlog is I'm going to get to the questions that I got in my 500K Q&A video, or Q&A announcement video. That was the questions video. This is the answer video. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of a vlog kind of update and work our way into seeing what some of the answers to those questions will be. But a little bit of an update on the FRS first, because a lot of you guys, this is a big common question, and I'm not counting this as part of the normal Q&A. I'm just counting this as an answer to a question that a lot of you guys have been asking throughout the course of... Oh, come on, Camry. But anyway, you guys have been asking this question for a while, and you guys have been asking, how's the FRS doing? Because I haven't made as many videos with the FRS lately, and one of the reasons for that is because, number one, I've been super busy with a bunch of different things. I mean, number one, the channel, you guys are my number one focus. And then secondly, right after that is school, which next semester is my last semester, so I will be done with school. And right now I'm kind of having to juggle school and YouTube, and that's it can be a little bit challenging and a little bit crazy at times, but it's definitely something that if you kind of get it down a little bit, then you can, if you kind of figure it out, then you can work through it. So the FRS is really doing doing fine. It's doing great. We're almost at, let's see, click the odometer button. We're almost at, okay, we're at 48,555 miles on this car. Nearly 50,000 miles on this car. And I love that. That's something I'm really kind of proud of with this car, because it's a constantly evolving build. And I mean, that's almost 50,000 miles on the car and almost 20,000 miles total on the turbo kit. And that's, that to me, I love it. I love it. I love the fact that you can take a car that's this well sorted and, upgrade a few things like coilovers, control arms, and then, just literally bolt a turbo kit right onto the engine, make 305 at the wheels, and have an awesome mountain car, track car, whatever it is you want to use it for, toge car, and it just does so well, and I love that. You can just be totally fine. You can be totally civilized, and then when you want to, you can change down a couple of gears and be like, I want to go right here. Okay. And then you can put it back and forth gear, and it's quiet again. So I have some questions here from the comments section of the video where I told you guys to ask me some questions. I have them right here on my phone, and I'm gonna answer some of these questions for you guys. Now, this question comes from Jens, Jens. I'm not sure how you pronounce this last name, so I'm not going to. I'm just gonna spell it out, Daems. And the question is, did you ever think you would have so many subscribers when you first started? And you know what? That's a hard question to answer, because I knew you don't know per se when you start, but if you have that drive to really, if you have that drive within yourself to just push yourself, then you start to think less about numbers and just more about making the best videos you can make, and making the videos that you enjoy making, and really putting yourself into those videos, and that's what I think really kind of brings more people in, and I think that's where you start to get to. Did I think I would have this many subscribers? I really wanted to. I envisioned it, but I didn't say, oh, I'm gonna have this many subscribers by this exact date. It doesn't really work that way. So it's more in the realm of, you make the videos that you really think are gonna do that are gonna be from you personally, and that things that you really enjoy making, and the numbers follow along with that. The next question I'm going to answer is, why did you name your channel TC 9700 Gaming? Now, this is a weird question because it doesn't really, like, I don't know, there's a lot that went into that name. Now, my gamer tag, my very first gamer tag was Tomcat 9700, and that's still actually my gamer tag today. Where that came from was, before I got my Xbox 360, I got a chance, I was really young at the time, I got the chance to tour a aircraft carrier, and there was what I thought at the time looked like a Tomcat fighter jet on the flight deck. And I thought to myself, oh, that's cool, I'll make my gamer tag, you know, Tomcat. And then the 9700 just kind of happened. Like, I needed, like, some numbers, and I just kind of was like, oh, 9700, that's a cool number. I just kind of put that at the end. And then when it came time to go into the channel, TC 9700 Gaming, TC was for Tomcat, the 9700, I wanted to keep that in there. And then the gaming was kind of like, originally it was going to be almost like a big, kind of like almost like a hub for like reviews and stuff like that, and then it more evolved into a tutorial based, like let's play based, more video based kind of thing, and that's how I really ended up connecting with a lot of you guys. And so that's really the story of how TC 9700 Gaming kind of got started. What's my favorite game that I have ever played? The story really behind that question is, a lot of you guys don't know this, but while racing games and stuff like that, racing games, driving games, that's my primary focus, that's what by far what I primarily play, I was big into RPGs back really long before I started YouTube. I don't really play many RPGs anymore, but that's one of the places where I kind of got one of my starts in gaming, was RPGs. And I loved Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That was probably my favorite, one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite game for a long time. And then I played Knights of the Old Republic 2, and I still kind of preferred Knights of the Old Republic 1. I still maintain that opinion to this day, but I really, really loved those games because I was big into Star Wars, still am into Star Wars, and holy crap, that is a badass Duramax. So really, to answer the question, what is my favorite game, like my all-time absolute favorite game, I think it would really have to be Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. I mean, that game brought like so much, you know, so much enjoyment, happiness, and just like sheer fun. And I don't think any other game ever did it that well for me as a little kid. I mean, that really, that game, Hot Pursuit 2, man. Now, another question that one of you guys had, and I completely apologize because I actually don't remember the commenter's name off the top of my head, but and I'm not going to look because I'm driving, and I don't look at my phone while I'm driving. It's bad. Don't do it. Anyway, the question was, if you had, like, you know, if I had to, like, you know, say $2 million to spend on whatever whatever I wanted, what would I spend it on? That's like, well, I mean, the first place my mind goes is obviously Pagani Zonda, yeah, it's like Pagani Zonda 760 RS. Like, that's the first thing my mind goes to. But like, I'm trying to think, because there's like, you know, there's a whole different, you know, a whole sorts of things. Like, I'd probably like use some of it for, some of it for recording gear, some of it for like camera equipment, and some of it for like a house. And you know what though? You know what you could do? You could use the rest to build like the most badass FRS in the world. I just realized that, like, I mean, sure, you could get a supercar, or you could build like the most badass FRS that you could possibly imagine. I mean, I'm talking like massive, like definitely bigger turbo, like 20 pounds of boost, built motor, You know, we're talking probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 500 something, maybe 550 rear wheel horsepower. It's like, it'd be a time attack car. That's all it would be. It'd be a time attack car. It'd be wide body, you know, like maybe 305s front and rear. It'd be a time attack beast. That would be just so cool to do. Like that would be like insane. I would love that. Holy crap. Oh, I know where this goes. It's like, oh my God, I know where this goes. Ooh, race clutch, it shatters a little bit. Now, another question, and this question is from Noisy Gamer, I think, if I'm remembering that right. It's Noisy Gamer. And he asks, how old are you? And I get this question a lot more than some of you guys would probably think. Probably because of my voice. My voice is an interesting thing. My voice, it tends to sound, people think I'm younger than I actually am. But I'm 21. That you can kind of tell a little bit by the beard, but but definitely not by the voice. I mean, if you're watching and you've only seen like my commentaries and you've never seen like a face cam or something, then it can be a little bit of a surprise. But yes, I am 21. A lot of people guess from my voice that I'm like 18-ish, but no, I'm 21. Now this question comes from Shima something that I'm not gonna try and even like attempt to just butcher the last name. But the question was McLaren P1, Ferrari LaFerrari, or Porsche 918. And you know what? There's a lot of different opinions on this whole deal. And when it comes down to it, for me, like if I'm choosing one of these cars, like for me, and it's gonna be like, then it's just gonna be like, just because exactly no other reason other than I wanted it. It's gonna have to be the Ferrari LaFerrari, because to me the LaFerrari, if you look at it this way, sure, the LaFerrari is a hybrid, but whereas the Porsche 918 and McLaren P1 use their hybrid technology, and to more of like they both have like eco modes, and they can both run on like full electric and stuff like that. In the LaFerrari, the electric motors are only there to improve the performance. That's it. That's all they're there for. There's no other reason. The LaFerrari doesn't have like a, you know, creep around town eco button. It's just like the LaFerrari, it uses the electric motors for no other reason than to augment the performance. And that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love that car. And number two, if you've seen Chris Harris's drive with the LaFerrari, the thing is a hooligan. It's an absolute hooligan. And it's just, I mean, if you've seen it, you know, on various review sites and stuff, the car is just like, it can be whatever you want. It can be like the fastest thing around the circuit. It can be a drift car. It can be, like I said, it can be a whatever you want it to be car. You know, you could even drive it. You could daily drive a LaFerrari if you wanted to. It's comfortable enough, and you know, it's just it's such a cool car that for me, I love the fact that you can take something that bonkers crazy fast, and you know, just you can either cruise around in it, or you can change down a few gears and like, what? You know what I mean? It's just like, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with the LaFerrari. Now another question is from coming from Caleb N. It's just literally his username just says Caleb N. And the question was, like, when did you decide you wanted to be a YouTuber? Like, how did you decide, and when did you decide you wanted to be a YouTuber? And the whole YouTube career idea for me, and yes, if you guys don't know, that is YouTube is my career. YouTube is my full-time job. YouTube is what I do. And back when I originally started, I was watching a lot of people like T Martin, Woody's Gamertag, and I was really big into the Call of Duty scene back when I first started, and back before I started. I was really like, I was almost less into the game of Call of Duty and just more into the YouTube scene of it. It was just one of those things where there were so many YouTubers that I connected with, or that I seemed to enjoy, that I just kind of watched them. and it really helped me kind of get a sense for what that world of professional YouTubing was. And anyway, when did I decide and how did I decide? Well, I kind of saw that these people were doing it, and I was like, you know what? I feel as though I have something that I can kind of bring forward that nobody else was really doing at the time. And I was like, hey, why don't I take that idea of, you know, of almost a Call of Duty style commentary and bringing it over to racing games. It was just kind of something that I latched onto and said, hey, let's give this a try. Now this next question is, it's like kind of a funny one. It's like, if you had to play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be? I almost refuse to answer that for multiple reasons. One, because I like many different games, and like, you can't just play one game for the rest of your life. Like, I don't know. Okay, I'll try and answer it, but it's like, oh God. I almost feel like I can't, like, answer that. Is it because I'm like, is it an indecisiveness thing? I don't know, but like, every time I think of one game, I think of another. And it's like, what do I even pick? Like, you can't pick one. Alright guys, so I know this is a little bit of a change of scenery from before, but we're in my garage right now, and it's actually night outside, and long story short, the GoPro died, and it was being all weird, and I couldn't get it charged up, and I finally got it charged back up here at home. And I just wanted to thank all of you guys for sending in your questions, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to all of them, but I mean, if I was going to answer every single question, the video would be like 3 hours long, so I may have to do that on a live stream or something. And if you guys want me to do that, then let me know. I might. But again, really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button for more. And just so you guys know, some pretty epic stuff is happening with the truck soon. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Alright, hope you guys enjoy it, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.